Arsenal go into the international break. So, filhos da puta, 3-point collectors. Estamos vindo. 3-point collectors, caramba. The best way we can go into an international break. Arsenal 3, Burnley 1. And at certain stages in this game, it wasn't pretty, but we got it over the line. We got it over the line. The first half wasn't the best. We definitely turned it up in the second half. But we listened. We are here. And this is it. Yeah, this is it. All the filhos da puta, when I was on Judge Mo's channel that were telling me, laughed at me, when I said to these filhos da puta that Zinchenko will do better in the midfield than Kai Havertz, that laughed at me, vai tomar no cu, so filhos da puta. I've not always been the biggest fan of Zinchenko because I'm not a fan of him as a fullback. But as a midfielder, which he plays for his nation, this is where you get the best out of Zinchenko. Zinchenko today absolutely showed up the whole midfield. The whole midfield got shown up today. The whole midfield, Jorginho and Kai Havertz, bro. And Kai Havertz. Today's game, the defense showed up our midfield. It wasn't a great midfield performance, but our defense kept us in the game. There was times where Gabriel and Saliba were playing it, going straight over the midfield, and were playing it directly into Martinelli and Trossard. Directly straight to them. Zinchenko today played way more through balls and balls going forward to find the front three than Jorginho and Kai Havertz combined. That Kai Havertz, so filo da puta, giraffe de merda, flipping German Doctor Who, German Harry Potter, filo da merda. I am sick and tired of seeing this guy. I'm so sick and tired of seeing this guy in the starting lineup. He offers nothing. He offered nothing against West Ham, and he offered nothing against Newcastle. But today, it didn't matter that we had KIrona disease spreading around the pitch. It didn't matter. Ultimately, Trossard turned up today. Martinelli had a decent game today, and Zinchenko was absolutely sourcing from deep. Even Tomiyasu, let's just keep it real. Zinchenko kept crossing the ball. He even, in the end, got an assist, got a goal. Listen, absolutely excellent from Zinchenko going forward today. I was very impressed, very happy from Zinchenko, which is why I say that he's our best midfield option. When Odegaard is out, play Zinchenko in the midfield as an option. And Jorginho did nothing. That filho da puta did nothing. Yeah, Kai Havertz, absolutely merda. Absolutely uma pucaria uma merda. Do you know what I'm saying? So even Tomiyasu going forward. I saw him doing 1-2s off of Saka. I saw him running down the channels, doing forward passes, getting the ball into the box, providing something for the front three, actually creating stuff, creating options, going forward, asking flipping questions of the Burnley defense. I never saw that from flipping KIrona disease. I never saw that from that filho da puta. Yeah, the only thing that spreads around with KIrona is the disease. The guy doesn't run, doesn't jog, doesn't press, can't control the ball. How many times a KIrona disease in the box? The guy's passing it backwards. Yeah? Or he's trying to spin the defender and lose his possession. That guy is a bum. That filho da puta is a bum. But listen, I'm so happy that, listen, regardless that we're a man down every time we start this filho da puta and KIrona virus, we still got the 3 points today. And that was the most important. After losing to West Ham, losing to Newcastle, yes, we won against Sevilla, but today, Burnley, we weathered the storm. We absolutely weathered the storm. I saw certain times, even Gabriel and Saliba being in the box. That's because the midfield is not providing enough, not doing enough. But listen, I'm just happy that we got the 3 points. I'm just happy that we got the 3 points. But the manager does need to look at the fact that Jorginho and Kai Havertz in the middle doesn't work. I even saw Declan Rice making runs at times, doing 1-2s off of Martinelli, 1-2s off of Trossard, and actually progressing the ball from defense to attack. Yeah, but regardless of all of that, we still got the 3 points, Gadaba. Yeah, still got the 3 points. I don't want to hear no filho da puta telling me any pucaria about Zinchenko playing left back. We've seen this guy does better in the midfield. To be honest, even as a left back, most of the time on the pitch, he's playing inverted anyway. And look how good he was. I felt like Zinchenko had a fantastic game. And if Trossard wasn't just that little bit better, for me, Zinchenko would have been my man of the match. And this is a player that I normally criticize. Going forward, I've always rated Zinchenko going forward. I just don't rate him and rely on him as a left back. Trossard today was absolutely saucing. That is how you cross the ball. That is how you cross the ball. I said it against Sevilla. Martinelli and Saka, a lot of times their crossing is poor, doesn't reach their man. They spam a load of crosses. Look at Trossard, bro. Look at Trossard, bro. You know what I'm saying? This guy, top flipping crosser, bro. Top crosser, even the work rate. And you can see when Nketiah's not in the flipping team, you see Trossard holding the ball, bringing Martinelli in the game, bringing Saka into the game. That's what I want to see. That is when we look more fluid. That is when the fact that our midfield still isn't balanced, it still is uma pucaria, uma lixo. It doesn't matter because ultimately our front three look a lot more solid, a lot more fluid when we have Trossard in the team, bro. You know what I'm saying? When he went down after his goal, I was thinking, Java Kumsa sa pucaria. We're going to have Nketiah once again. But luckily, he recovered and continued. I think Trossard was absolutely sourcing all game. All game, Trossard was playing very well. Trossard and Zinchenko. Yeah, absolutely sourcing. I have to big up as well Saliba with that last-ditch tackle, the almost through the last-ditch tackle. That kind of saved us. I think Tomiyasu as well has played very well, even though Tomiyasu did get cooked in the first minute of the second half. Yeah, absolutely cooked by the Burnley player. What's his Colasho? I think is how you say his name, you pronounce his name. The right winger. The left winger, sorry, from Burnley, absolutely put on his ass. But he didn't allow that to affect his confidence, and he bounced back. But listen, Burnley in the second half, they weren't playing no games. They were coming out, and they wanted to get back into the game, and they wanted to take something from the game, and big up to them. But we weathered the storm. Even with that flipping filho da puta, flipping Portuguese flipping teabag in flipping Vieira. What are you doing for that, Red? Why are you putting in high studs? Why? But why would you even give the referee that decision to make? Why do you need to do that for? Why? Why? We're already thin on midfield options, and then you go and do that. So now after international break, we have to be again with KIrona Virus. The KIrona Virus once again, because now you got a 3-game ban after getting the red card. It's just stupid. It's absolute stupidity, if I'll be completely honest. But it is what it is. I think today, Gabriel, even when he was going into the box, completely showing up Jorginho and Kai Havertz, completely showing up. And that KIrona Virus stayed on the pitch till flipping. When that field up to come off? After 60 minutes. What was warranted of KIrona Virus staying on for 60 minutes? The guy did nothing. Absolutely culo, bro. That guy is trash. Absolutely trash. No one can justify to me why Kai Havertz is in this team. Provided nothing. Jorginho, like I said against Sevilla. I said it in Sevilla game and I'll say it again. Yeah, he made one good through ball against Sevilla. For 90 minutes, the guy doesn't offer you enough. Once again, Jorginho being a passenger, offering absolutely nothing. Tomiyasu and Zinchenko absolutely showing up this filu da puta. Yeah, Saka had a good first half and obviously set up the goal for Trossard just before half time. After that, I have to be real. Saka, what were you doing, bro? Where were you? Where were you, bro, in the second half? That weren't good enough from Saka. That weren't good enough. It ain't warranted getting taken off after the 81st minute when he got substituted off and Reece Nelson came on. Not good enough from Saka, if I'll be completely honest. He went absolutely ghost in the second half. Maybe it's fatigue. Maybe he's tired. I don't know. If it's fatigue, this manager should be saying that Saka's not going on international duty. Tell Southgate whatever pucaria que queres inventar. Make up whatever pucaria you want to tell him. This guy cannot go on international duty. Because that second half looked to me fatigued, looked to me tired. You know what I mean? The first half from Saka was good. The second half, I didn't even realize he was on the pitch. I think it was shocking. But Trossard, my guy. And the thing is with Trossard, we've seen this last season, even when he played as a striker. The guy is absolutely techie, bro. The way he holds the ball, the way he brings different players in, the crossing, bro, big up to Trossard, man. That is my man of the match. You know what I'm saying? And if he didn't get an assist and a goal, I probably would have, and continued to perform for 90 minutes, I would have given it to Zinchenko. It was very, very, very close. I won't knock anyone that gives it to Zinchenko because I think Zinchenko had a great match. But at the same time, when you're playing Burnley and you've got possession and the opposition ain't really offering enough in terms of going forward, Zinchenko is going to look great. What I want is to just take Zinchenko out of that defensive slot and just put him in the midfield. And kind of what we did to Granit Xhaka last season. Do not ask Zinchenko to defend because he cannot defend. Just put him back. You know, even I think it was 2 minutes before the end of the game in extra time, Zinchenko got cooked on the left-hand side. And I'm not going to completely go off on him because for near enough over 90 minutes he performed, but he got cooked. And that is just a taste that this guy cannot defend. They put a cross in. Luckily, the Burnley attacker, in the box didn't have much power on the ball, and Raya was able to get to it and save the shot. But I don't want Zinchenko on the left-hand side, if I'll be completely honest with you. Martinelli kept going. He kept trying to spam crosses in. He kept trying to beat his man. He kept trying to whipping crosses into the ball, into the box, And I think Martinelli had a good game. Rice had a very, very good game. Trossard, Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, like I said, Tomiyasu is not a player that I've always heaped a lot of praise on, but I think recently he's been playing very, very well. Very well. I think the centre-backs played very well. And I feel like in the first half, we looked more dangerous when we was playing balls over the top. There was a ball from, I think it was Gabriel, straight to Trossard, and he received the ball, and he was through on to goal. It seems like when we bypass our midfield, we look more dangerous. When we try to play through the middle, there's no style of play. There's no triangles. There's no pass and move. There's no one running forward. I don't remember Kai Havertz making forward runs. I don't remember Jorginho making forward runs. Kai Havertz, when he was in the box, the guy was doing nothing. Every time he receives the ball in the box, Kai Havertz doesn't look to shoot. He tries to hold off the defender and then pass it backwards. Listen, you're an attacking player, filho da puta. Shoot, caramba. Shoot, bro. Like, I don't understand it. Who goes in front of goal, one-on-one, in the box, and you're looking to pass it backwards? The guy always turns back and tries to pass it back. What's going on here? What's going on? It ain't good enough. But ultimately, I'm not going to lose it because we're 3-point collectors. And listen, ultimately, I'm happy that we won. Do I think it was an amazing performance? No, I don't. I think Trossard had a great game. Certain individuals had a great game. But the same old problem we had in the last couple of games remains. And I don't understand why this manager doesn't change it up. And no one can't tell me that he can't change it up, because I remember when Partey was fit, he's playing Partey right back. We've seen him play Kiwior as a fullback. So he can change it. Whether it works or not, he can change it. I don't understand why we keep going with this midfield of Rice, Jorginho, and Havertz. Rice should keep his place. Zinchenko should go into the midfield. And Fabi Vieira should be playing over. Well, listen, should he be playing? He got a red card. That filho da puta, I don't know what he's doing. He's definitely not Portuguese, because when he comes to the Portuguese embassy, that filho da puta is going to get passport renovation declined, caramba. We are not renewing your passport, bro. No way is Fabi Vieira flipping Portuguese. I will not allow it, bro. I will not allow it. I don't know whoever authorized his passport. That filho da puta is not Portuguese. He's dead. Absolutely dead. Not only is he dead, he's reckless. I don't even understand. Listen. Like I said, I think the first half was absolutely trash. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it was good enough. I think we looked disjointed. And the problem is it has to be the midfield. It has to be the midfield. Yeah, we are relying on our centre-backs to get into the box. Yeah, when we're trying to counter-attack, our centre-backs are going into the box. The only players that are playing it through into our top three is Zinchenko and Tomiyasu. That, to me, can't be sustained. That's not sustainable. And people will talk about injuries. I don't quero saber nenhuma porcaria, because these filhos da merda, these panleiros tried to tell me that the bench is fixed. So now that we're relying on this bench, yeah, everybody that was along with the process and was gassing up saying that the bench is fixed, you go along with it. I don't want to hear no porcaria. All of us, the rest of us that knew that this bench wasn't fixed, this is the porcaria that I've been talking about. Jorginho, Havertz, Fabi Vieira, all these bums are not good enough. They aren't good enough. And that is what I'm saying. It ain't good enough. For me, a few played well, but ultimately, like I said, I don't see us winning a major honor the way that we're playing, the way that we're setting up. I don't see it, because if you're playing Zinchenko as a fullback, you're going to get opened up. Tomiyasu's a good player, but he's not a world-class player, but I've been happy with him. Jorginho and Kai Havertz in the midfield offer you nothing. Even if you want to say, oh, well, they didn't create anything because they're controlling the game. They're also not good defenders. So if you're not offering me nothing offensively, you're not offering me nothing defensively either. This is going to, listen, and then you leave Rice isolated. Today, Burnley didn't really offer much. But at the same time, it ain't good enough. Saka, we need to get someone to rotate with Saka, because I'm sorry, that second half performance ain't good enough. Trossard, yes, he's doing the job. Ultimately, he's not a striker. Ultimately, he's not a gunman. Let's just keep it real. Yeah, he's a winger that's doing a job for us. He done a job for us very, very well today. We can't keep going forward with Trossard playing through the middle. Martinelli had a good game. I do think sometimes he needs to calm it down in the final third. I do think he needs to take his time and be a little bit more clinical in his delivery. It's great that you're spamming crosses into the box. It's great that you're taking on your player, but we need quality passes. And I think the lack of quality going forward is something that is going to hinder us going forward. But that's how I see the game. Ultimately, I'm happy in it. Listen, it's a good Saturday. 3-point collectors going into the international break. Ultimately, I'm happy with that. Do I believe that we can sustain a title run the way that we're playing? No, I don't. I don't. I think there's too many issues here. There's way too many issues. Why did Arteta even get El Nene ready to come on if you're not going to bring him on? Like, come on, man. Don't come with this book idea. Like, I don't even know what he was doing there. Like, what were you doing with El Nene? Like, I don't really get it, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? You might as well just kept him on the bench where he's got his jacket. He would have stayed toasty. Like, if you've got no intention of bringing him on, don't fake it. I couldn't really understand that. But yeah, getting into the highlights of the game. Gabriel with a great long ball into Trossard, then to Rice, then passes to Martinelli, but is offside. That was a good play, and that seems to be the way that we're playing. This controlled football seems to be more long balls, more corners, more set pieces. You know what I mean? Crosses into the box. We're not playing these little triangles and quick kind of transitions that we used to play last season. It seems like when we're trying to attack teams, we're looking more dangerous when we just bypass the whole team and just play long balls directly into our front three. Saliba with a long ball to Rice, but the goalkeeper wins it. As I said, our fullbacks keep hitting it, our centre-backs keep hitting it long, and that's when our attackers are getting in and behind. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Zinchenko, cross, edge of the box. Havertz heads it wide. This Puta, how many headers did this guy miss, bro? How many headers does this guy want to miss? Yeah, after this guy, just stop crossing the ball to Kai Havertz. He cannot header the ball. We saw it against Sevilla, open goal. That bum was unable to put it away. And again today, he had that 3 flipping headers and he put it wide, completely unmarked. The guy's what, 6'4", and you can't header a ball. Flipping now, nah, man, no. Listen, that ain't working. Let me just tell you now, that ain't working. Kai Havertz, listen, it ain't working. You know what I'm saying? Saka in the box, shoots, hits the crossbar. It was a good shot from Saka. The goalkeeper did well to get a hand on it. Burnley almost head the ball in their own goal, but the keeper saved them. Arsenal corner, Havertz heads it over the crossbar. This is what I'm saying, man. Like, I don't understand why we keep spamming crosses into Kai Havertz. Like, he's not a good header of the ball. He's got the height. The guy cannot header the ball. It's just clear to see. Gabriel clears the ball to a Burnley player that on the break, Burnley almost scores, but Raya makes a good save. That was a sloppy moment from Gabriel, a sloppy clearance. Trossard with a shot outside the box and the keeper saves it. It was a very, very good shot from Trossard. The keeper just about gets a hand to it. Havertz receives the ball in the box. He made a backwards pass. Then the second time, he can't turn the defender and gets dispossessed of the ball. I just don't understand what Kai Havertz is offering. I really don't know why this guy is selected. Like, I honestly don't see it. I honestly don't see it. Yeah, and there's been players where I've changed my mind about, but this guy is not it. Every time he's in a dangerous position, he just doesn't have that instinct to go forward and just kill the game, kill the ball. Do you know what I mean? Test the goalkeeper. He doesn't. He plays it safe. He doesn't press. He's just trash. 2 times in the box, you're either putting a back pass or you're getting dispossessed. You can't even spin the defender to go one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Nah. El tô cansado daquele filho da puta. Get him out of my club. I've seen enough. I've absolutely seen enough of Kai Havertz. Zinchenko cross into the box. Saka heads it to Trossard, who heads it in. It looked like Trossard went down with an injury. I was thinking, we're going to have to go and get flipping Arsenal Duchesne out. Do you know what I'm saying? But luckily, Trossard was fine. He got back up and we continued. Great flick on from Saka and a great finish from Trossard. It looks like Trossard showing Havertz how to score a header. How many times did he need to show him? How many times did he get a header? One time and Trossard puts it in the back of the net. It's pathetic, man. Absolutely pathetic. And overall, the first half, Tomiyasu and Zinchenko made more forward passes than any of our midfield. We were only looking dangerous on the break with long balls. And that's the only time that we created anything or looked dangerous in the first half. The second half now, the Burnley player, Kolo, was absolutely burnt Tomiyasu. Yeah, runs through Rice. Rice got burnt on that as well. This is within 1 minute of the first half. Runs through, almost one-on-one on goal. And luckily, Saliba gets a leg to it and it gets played out and we get a goal kick. Bro, the way we got opened up within that first minute of the second half was absolutely a disgrace. I can't lie. We almost conceded, man. Luckily, Saliba does his last-ditch tackle and puts the Burnley attacker off. But, yeah, Across into the box, Gabriel diving like he got shot. I don't understand why he keeps diving. Like, it was a normal cross. The defender didn't really put much force. Yes, he put. Listen, it's not a no contact sport. The defender jumps up alongside Gabriel, that's in the opposition box, going for the header. He puts his arm up. It's not a lot of pressure. Gabriel falling down like he got shot, like it's GTA 6. Like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think that was needed. You know what I mean? Or this overly exaggerating it and all that. Just relax. You know what I mean? I think Zinchenko kept making good forward passes, especially down the left-hand side, bringing Martinelli into the game, bringing Trossard into the game. I think Zinchenko did very, very well. Very, very well. Tomiyasu got cooked. Like I said, got cooked, allowed the Burnley player in, and it was 1-1. And this is why I say that, listen, Tomiyasu is better than Zinchenko defensively, but he's still not the answer. There's still times where Tomiyasu gets caught out. Trossard, corner, Saliba heads it in to make it 2-1. And listen, big up to Saliba, man. He made a good last-ditch tackle. He got his header. He got his goal. Big up to Saliba, bro. Trossard, corner. Zinchenko smacks it straight in. Now, that was a very good goal by Zinchenko in the box, because the way the ball rebounds back out, the way Zinchenko repositions himself and smacks it back in, listen, props where props is due. Very good goal from Zinchenko, and I think it was well deserved. I think he was up there to be a man of the match. I think he was one of our best performers in our starting 11, and I was very happy to see Zinchenko get the goal. I think he played excellently today, and he deserved this goal. And I'll give it to him. Where, you know, props where props is due. Fabio Vieira, very high studs for no reason. Do you know what I'm saying? You know already when you're showing studs and you're going into a tackle, like, why? Why are you doing that? Like, I just don't understand. Like, what is the reason? I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Burnley crossed the box. Burnley crossed into the box, almost scores. Zinchenko gets absolutely cooked, does not track his runner. Luckily, the goalkeeper gets a hand to it. Saliba clears it, and we get away with it. The last, 10 minutes, they were throwing everything at it. Burnley were throwing the kitchen sink at it, and we looked a bit dodgy. We did look a bit dodgy, to the point where Arteta is trying to get El Nene in there so we can shut up shop and just run the clock down. But ultimately, there's still a lot of problems. Still a lot of problems. In the last couple of games, we've been relying on Martinelli and Saka to spam crosses into the box and create for us. We're still doing that. And our fullbacks have been more creative than our midfield, and I think that's a problem. Yes, you may want your fullbacks to add to your creative options, but your midfield also needs to create. And I think the fact that we're relying on Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, Saka, and Martinelli to create is a big problem. Is a big problem, because if they shut off our wings, then all of a sudden we have no creativity. Jorginho's not going to take on a man. Jorginho's not going to ask questions of the defense. Neither is Kai Havertz. Every time Kai Havertz gets in a dangerous situation, he doesn't make the right call. He doesn't go on through to goal. He doesn't try to thread the ball through the eye of the needle to get Trossard or Saka or Martinelli in behind the defense. And I think that ultimately that's going to be a problem. I don't think today was an excellent performance. I think it was another competent performance. We are not playing well this season. We're really not playing well this season. Yeah, we're having good chances. There's certain phases. Yeah, we're kind of a team of moments. We're not playing well for 90 minutes, but we're having moments where we're doing well. For example, the Trossard goal, we did well. For example, the set piece, the corner from Trossard for Saliba's goal was good. Same for Zinchenko. But outfield, we're not playing well. We're not playing convincingly. And when you look at the stats, let me get into some of the stats quickly before I get into you guys' comments. Today, Arsenal had 64% possession. Burnley had 36. Burnley had 8 shots in total and 5 on target. Arsenal had 16 shots and only 6 on target. I don't feel like we're playing that well. I really don't. A lot of the game at times was boring. We wasn't really blitzing them, and I don't know. If you're not looking convincing against teams like Burnley, teams like who else did we play? Sevilla, that were there for the taking. For me, that's a huge sign that when we're at the crunch end of the season, we're not going to have what it takes to get over the line. I'm still not very convinced, but I am happy. Listen, Tamzaki, we're with Copium 1, Copium 2, caramba, Tamzaki, tama celebrad. It doesn't matter. We're not playing excellent football. It is what it is, but I am happy with the 3 points. But all my concerns still remain. All the concerns I've had about this club still remain, and I still don't believe that we're ready to win a major honour. I really don't. I still think there's a lot of issues. And I think a lot of questions need to be asked about Arteta, because he's had certain games to realise that Zinchenko and Havertz in the midfield doesn't work, yet he still persists. He's had games to realise that Zinchenko as a left-back is a liability, and yet he persists. And yes, today it didn't happen, where Zinchenko didn't really get exposed for 90 minutes, and it didn't really cost us. But eventually it will cost us. And I like to see a manager that's proactive, that sees things that's not working from early and rectifies it. And people may say, oh, but there's injuries. Like I said, you could have played Declan Rice, Zinchenko as a 10, and El Nene. So you got El Nene and Rice kind of in that holding position, and then Zinchenko as a number 10. You could have done that, but they chose not to. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Hold on. Someone's at my door. Hold on, familia. Hold on. Who delivers post at this time? Puta que pariu. Why am I getting delivered post at this time? Like, what time? It's like 6, bro. What's going on? Flipping out. Postman Pat doing overtime, bro. Oh, what's going on? Anyway, like I said, Tamzaki, we're with the Magnums. You know what I mean? Salud. You know what I mean? We must drink. Para arriba, para abajo, para centro, por dentro. Tamzaki, caramba. You know what I'm saying? Listen, 3-point collectors. We got the job over the line. Like I said, I just want to see a manager that actually is proactive and actually realizes and tries to rectify the things that are not going well in this team. And like I said, it's the midfield. I think defensively we played excellent today. We did very, very well. I think the defense did their job in defending. Rid at times when Burnley were pushing too many men forward. I think the defense handled them well when Burnley were on the break. They also created a lot. I think our front three played well. Saka was the only one out of the three that I think fell off in the second half. Ultimately, they played well. In the midfield, once again, the only one I can heap praise on is Declan Rice. And this is what it's been every game of this season so far. The only midfielder that I can praise is Declan Rice. And that, to me, is a worry. That is a worry, because there's not one attacking midfielder in this team this season that I've said, you know what, they are playing very well. None of them. None of them are playing well. Not even Odegaard before the injuries. It's got nothing to do with the injuries. None of them are playing well. But I already know how Arsenal fans are, the majority, not all. It's about the score. They don't look at things, you know, that are happening behind the scenes, or analyze the game and see different parts that we need to rectify. As long as we got 3 points, a lot of them are going to be happy. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Let's get into you lot's comments. Big up to Familia. Make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe, caramba. Let me know how you see this game. Big up. Kai Havertz again, bro. Auto cansado, bro. Auto cansado. I'm so sick and seeing this guy, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm so tired of seeing this guy doing nothing, bro. Do you know what I mean? The German Professor Green, bro. I'm done with this guy. He's a bum, bro. He does absolutely nothing. Offers absolutely nothing. I went 3-0 win, but 3-1. Arsenal got there, took long to get the third goal. And the second led. Main thing, 3 points. It can be a long time international break after not winning. So it won't be a long wait. Listen, that's the good thing. Listen, but at the end of the day, bro, I just think this manager's gonna just, bro, I don't see him being proactive, bro. And this is why I get annoyed with Arteta. Like, why are we still persistent with Jorginho and Kai Havertz? Yes, we got the 3 points today. But I was telling, man, even when we got 3 points in previous games, I knew that the result against Newcastle and West Ham was going to happen. I predicted it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I know that this midfield can't handle it. Why are we persistent with this midfield? Put Zinchenko in the midfield, bro. If today doesn't scream, put Zinchenko in the midfield, this flipping Arteta Filho da puta will never learn. He'll never learn. He will never learn. If you don't add Zinchenko to the midfield after this game against Burnley, then it just goes to show me this guy ain't a manager, bro. He ain't a manager. He's not a tactician, bro. He doesn't understand his players. He doesn't understand their strengths and their weaknesses. Because today was the epitome of Zinchenko's strengths. And that is being in the midfield and playing balls in to the front three. That is what we need, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it'll stick him on the left-hand side of the defense, and we'll get opened up time and time again on the left-hand side. That's what's going to happen. Havertz is lucky that Vieira T-Bag got sent off. He now going to play the 3 games. It's a joke, bro. It's a joke. I don't know what Fabi Vieira was thinking, bro. Jorginho and Havertz do nothing. Bro, apparently they control the game. Apparently they're pivotal for us to control the game. Control what? These men can't control nothing, bro. They can even control a remote control car. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hearing it, bro. These men are bums, bro. Absolute bums. They do nothing. They were the worst players on the pitch today. Jorginho and Kai Havertz. And how is it that we know this, but this manager doesn't? How is it that he don't? And even if he believed this midfield can work, did it work against West Ham? Did it work against flipping Newcastle? Yeah, but it worked against the Sevilla team that literally rotated their whole squad to get ready for their flipping derby against Real Betis. Come on, bro. This is shocking. Absolutely shocking, bro, from the manager. It's shocking. That midfield is trash. No creativity from the midfield. We replaced Xhaka with the donkey Havertz. You know, shocking. Bro, it's mad, bro. It's mad. Who is better, El Nene or Jorginho? Bro, I've been telling, man. Yeah, and I remember, and I won't forget, don't go anywhere, porque eu não quero saber nenhuma porcaria. Ninguém vai falar merda para mim e pensar que você vai escapar. Você não vai escapar. Você vai estar aqui e o fim do campeonato nós vamos falar. Você não vai escapar. Você não vai a nenhum lado. Yeah? Jess, she knows football, tried to tell me that Kai Havertz should be in the team over El Nene. Filha da puta. Never in your life ever tell me that Kai Havertz should be in the team over El Nene. Yeah, because I told you what, El Nene can do a competent job. What is Kai Havertz competent at? That filho da puta does nothing, bro. Absolute bum, Kai Havertz, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That flipping German Harry Potter, every time invisible cloak. Tell me a game that Kai Havertz has not done invisible cloak, bro. You know what I mean? Expelliarmus, boom, and goes missing for 90 minutes. That filho da puta is trash. Absolute trash. Merda, pucaria, gonorrhea, pucaria. I don't care about nothing, bro. Don't care about nothing. You know what I'm saying? That guy, bro, he does nothing. He doesn't, bro, nah, man. I'm done with Kai Havertz. At least Spurs lost. Listen, I was telling Spurs fans, don't get too giddy. I told Deji as well. I told you, once you have to rely on that bench, yeah, learn from Arsenal, bro, because all these Arsenal fans always, but look at our starting 11, this, and that. I've been telling them, listen, Arsenal's the same problem, bro. As soon as we rely on our starting, as long as we rely on our bench, we always capitulate, or we're never convincing, or we start dropping points every single time. And I said it about Tottenham. I'm not surprised. They've got injuries and suspensions. All of a sudden, it's all falling apart. I'm not surprised. This is why when Tottenham fans were saying, we got our Tottenham back, I was like, really? But you're Tottenham back for what? All you're allowing your manager to do is pocket that Harry Kane money, because he still won't replace Harry Kane, and you lot are letting him get away with it by saying, we got our Tottenham back. It's shocking, bro, but Tottenham fans, listen, a lot of Arsenal fans with this loser mentality need to go over there, because for me, they should be happy with the manager that they got at Tottenham, but they should be still putting their foot on the neck of the ownership that does the bare minimum, that allowed that team to rot, allowed under Pochettino a lot of players that were on the bench to become starting lineup players, didn't replace certain players, and ultimately didn't replace Harry Kane, and all of a sudden Tottenham fans saying they got their Tottenham back. Bro, they're shameless. I don't even understand it. Like, how you got your Tottenham back? I thought you guys were angry with your ownership. You need to stick it on your ownership. The only reason I'm not sticking it on my ownership, I blame them for appointing Arteta, but I still stick it on this ownership, yeah, for appointing Arteta. But one thing I can't say about my ownership is that they're not backing this manager in terms of money, because this manager spent over, 770 million just on the midfield this season, but buying in Declan Rice and Kai Havertz. Do you know what I'm saying? So my ownership is spending money. The problem is they're spending money with the wrong manager. You know what I'm saying? They should have spent this kind of money with somebody like Unai Emery that's actually got credentials, but they didn't give him what he wanted. This ownership didn't give Unai Emery Zaha, they gave him Pepe instead when he said he wanted Zaha. Do you know what I'm saying? And then they didn't even give him time. They never gave him £700 million. So listen, I still stick it on my ownership. I still am not happy with my ownership. But Tottenham fans, bro, wow. Your ownership don't even get your replacement for Harry Kane, and you lot are happy. When we've been seeing season after season, when Son is on form, he's top. But when Son is not on form, Son is atrocious, bro. That Son is the epitome of a purple patch player, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm just keep it real. When Son's on form, Son's wavy. But there's too many times in season after season where Son goes missing. He's not a player that turns in, week out. That was Harry Kane for you, man. And Tottenham fans are happy with that. That's them, innit? Ultimately, I couldn't care less, innit? Let them be happy with their ownership. You let them say that they got their Tottenham back. Listen, I will only say I got my Arsenal back when we're back to winning major honours. Until then, I will never say I got my Arsenal back. Because the Arsenal I started supporting wasn't an Arsenal that was just happy about beating Burnley and, you know what I'm saying, allowing Newcastle and West Ham to be free hits, and all of a sudden this season, you know, going from the aim was to win major honours to, as long as we win something, I'm not hearing none of that. I'm not hearing none of that. You know what I mean? Bro, every day, bro, every game, you know, without doubt, yeah, Havertz is getting cooked. Every time, bro. Every single time. I'm done with this guy, bro. You know what I mean? Kai Havertz looking like pot of paper with hair. I'm sick and tired of this filho da puta. You know what I'm saying? Kai Havertz flipping pot of paper with hair. Sick and tired of this guy, bro. He looks like a neek. Oh, this guy is dead, bro. Zinchenko, good goal. Yep, very good goal from Zinchenko. The Spurs we know are back. Facts, bro. Northside, Vieira, red card was soft. Bro, whenever you're going into a tackle with high studs, you already know what's going to happen, innit? There's VAR, there's cameras everywhere. Why even put yourself in that position? We're coasting the game. You know what I'm saying? Well, not coasting the game, but we're ahead. There's no need. There's literally no need. You know what I'm saying? At the time he's doing that, we're 3-1 up. You know what I'm saying? We're 3-1 up. It's the 83rd minute and you go and do a tackle like that. This is what I'm saying, bro. This Fabi Vieira guy, bro. I'm done with this guy, bro. I'm actually done with him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this guy resembles more flipping Phil Foden's son than an actual baller, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Fabi Vieira looks like Phil Foden's son more than he looks like a baller. I'm sick and tired of this filho da puta. Get him out of my club, bro. I'm done with this guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fabi Vieira and Havertz can both get their given the P45 and piss off, bro. Jorginho, you can go along with them, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm sick and tired of it, bro. I'm sick and tired of it. You know what I mean? Jorginho needs to go play for Flamengo or Santos or flipping Palmeiras or something. I don't know, bro. Just go back to Brazil. I'm done with you. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe it'll fit you more there. Maybe you can play your control football over there. But over here, it ain't working. Eu tô cansado. I have to keep it real. Do you know what I'm saying? What's this here? Jorginho and Havertz does nothing. Spurs downfall began. Bro, Man United got the job done, and congrats to Arsenal. Listen, you got the job done, bro, but listen, your manager's getting fired this season, bro. The quicker you get rid of him, the quicker you revive your season. That's what I'm saying. That's why I want Arteta sacked. I'll keep it real. I want Arteta sacked because I know we're not going to win anything. We're not going to win anything. Like, this, what does this 3 points mean? Like, are we going to win the league? Are we the favourites? Are we pushing? Yes, this league now we're level on points with Man City. From what we've seen so far, can we keep up with Man City? No, we can't. So what does the 3 points even mean? Doesn't mean anything. But, you know, Super Reds are going to get overexcited. I'm happy about the result, but ultimately, I'm not happy about how the season's going. I'm not happy with the bench. I'm not happy about this manager persists with Jorginho and Havertz. I'm not happy that he keeps playing Zinchenko left back. I'm not happy that the bench ain't fixed. I'm not happy that he's not able to adapt this system. I'm not happy in the way we play for 90 minutes. I'm not happy, bro. You know what I'm saying? About a lot of things. But it is what it is. Arsenal fans will only call it out when it's mathematically impossible for us to win the league and when we're kicked out of the Champions League. That's only when they will call it out. Up until then, you're negative and toxic if you call it out. I've heard it time and time again. We will never win a Champions League or a Prem with Zinchenko liability and was soft, was crying at Anfield. Bro, we're not going to win it with him. Not playing as a left back. You know what I'm saying? I really want to see him have a run of games in the midfield. That's what I want to see, bro. Zinchenko, Jorginho, Havertz, and Nketiah out. Not good enough. Trossard was brilliant. Teabag Vieira was bad. Why did we not buy Kudus? Perfect backup for Saka, can play Havertz's position. Bro, because apparently the bench was fixed, bro. The bench was fixed. Even Arteta had enough of Havertz. He took him off at the 59th minute. That's what I'm saying, bro. You know what I mean? Even this manager doesn't really rate him, bro. But he's got to back it because he's made the call to sign him. Big up Northside. Yeah, midfield is dead. Not Kai Havertz is 29. Trossardinho, Zinchenko in midfield. That's what I'm saying. Martinelli trying, only him and Saliba are close to world class. Forget the result. No, I get Deji on. Listen, I don't know if he'll be available right now. 100% the midfield. We have no world-class players. You will see when we play Champions League knockout stages. Well, it's all gonna unravel, bro. Just wait to the end. Wait till the crunch end of the season. It's all gonna unravel. I'm telling you right now. This whole narrative that we bridge the gap and that we're ready and that we can compete, it's all crap, bro. It's all nonsense. Listen, I'm gonna put the link out in case anyone wants to get their say. I'm put the link out quickly. Let's put the link out quickly. There we go. Deji was here saying there and everywhere. Recently, very difficult to locate him, bro. He can't go anywhere. You know what I mean? Him and Fuad are not going to escape it this season. I want to see what they got to say. Do you know what I'm saying? I heard Deji, the Spurs fan, for anyone that doesn't know Deji Spurs, I heard him saying that they're on to win the Premier League or the Champions League. I mean, not the Champions League, sorry, the Premier League. Good luck. Good luck. I told you your team ain't ready. I told you your club ain't ready. I told you your squad ain't ready. But you won't listen. Exactly, Trossard is a winger, not a number 9. Sell Nketiah and get a world-class striker. That's what I'm saying, bro. Listen, Manny, how you doing, bro? You good?
Northside, brother, familia, bem obrigado. E você, how are you?
Down. I'm good. I'm actually in a good mood, bro. We got the 3 points, and I've said the things that I'm not happy about. What do you make of today's game, and how do you feel about the squad and the team?
Mate, listen, everything that you've said right now, I completely agree with. Because look, anyone who says that our bench is fixed, I mean, if it were fixed at the beginning of the season, it's just been shattered into a million pieces. I think somebody mentioned in the comments that with Teabag Vieira getting suspended, he might miss the next 3 games, I believe, because violent conduct carries a 3-game suspension. So Havertz finds a way back into the team. Now, everything you said about Zinchenko being in the midfield, spot on. In fact, the irony is that after Granit Xhaka left, we had the perfect person who could replace him, because he's left-footed as well. He provides that impetus as a CDM and can also contribute to the midfield. But again, it was funny really listening to one of the commentators comparing his scissor kick goal to a Daniel LaRusso kick from the Karate Kid. If you check my Twitter account, I don't know if you're active on Twitter, brother, but I remember saying, you compare it to that, wax on, he provides so much impetus. He definitely contributes to the midfield. I can certainly, serve as a great attacking force, but wax off, the boy still can't defend for toffee. And there was even an instance later on in the game where, a pass was made and the Burnley winger actually had the resourcefulness to sort of go around him and get the ball and sort of put across into the penalty area, only for that to either be cleared or I think there might have been a foul on Jorginho. I don't know. But he still can't defend for toffee. And so he's going to die on this ridiculous hill of playing the inverted system, because whether it's playing Partey at left back or sticking with Zinchenko or doing what have you, he's still playing one style of football, and it's stupid. And do you remember when on one of your videos you were sort of roasting that Poundland Tory Lanes, better known as Gunner King?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying, I think, after one game that, Manchester City were able to experiment all the time. And a lot of people were criticizing Arteta last season for playing the same team with the same formation. So those of you who are criticizing him, you shouldn't open your mouths. I mean, look, I haven't met the guy personally. I think I was on a stream with him, but then for some reason I felt knackered and I had to go off. But, he's not really experimenting. He's tinkering with personnel. He wants to play only one particular style of play. And when it looks good against teams like Burnley or Sheffield United, it will look very, very good. But against better teams, like, say, even a West Ham or an Aston Villa, never mind a Manchester City or even a Liverpool, it looks absolutely stupid. I take a look at Guardiola has the strength and depth to be able to experiment, but I also want to take a look at someone like Unai Emery, who also has the same problem with a pretty poor bench, and he needs to address that in the January window if Aston Villa are going to be able to achieve anything, because I've been impressed with the way they've played this season. Last week's result was a very dodgy one, but they will recover. And yeah, if you just go back to my comment there, not that one, the earlier one. I did say that Burnley were going to be a little bit compact and try and sort of keep it defensively tight. And credit to them, they actually did that. But then once we scored, teams like Burnley would just crumble, because once they concede their goal, you can see the water coming in, the floodgates opening, and that was the way it is. So, it was frustrating, really, not to see a score in the first half until almost the last kick of the game. And Trossard very nearly had to injure himself to do that. But in the second half, I think we started to, really assert ourselves. But it's not really a good look if at home against a team like Burnley, you can't really dominate. And it does worry me, because our home form does give us a bit of cause for concern. Yes, we haven't lost at home, but we shouldn't be getting 2-2 results against Spurs and Fulham and struggling to beat teams like Burnley and Nottingham Forest. I'm sure you'll agree with that.
Yeah, I agree, bro, because I feel like today we look shaky. The opening minutes, starting minutes of the second half, when Colososho, I think is how you pronounce his name, he absolutely cooked Tomiyasu. You know what I mean? And that's when they're going forward. The last 10, 15 minutes, they were bombing players forward. Zinchenko got cooked a couple of times. And this is what I'm saying.
Yes, I mentioned.
The problem is that because Zinchenko is so poor defensively, it makes it look like Tomiyasu is a world beater. Now, I'm not saying Tomiyasu had a shocking game. I did like what he did in the first half in terms of playing through balls and getting Saka into the game and finding the front three and making runs down the channel, down the right-hand side. But ultimately, defensively, he's not the level that's required if you want to win a major honor. Like I said, win. A lot of Arsenal fans want to talk about competency. Competency is to get top 4. But I'm talking about winning, which is what a lot of Arsenal fans said that this manager needs to achieve this season, which I agree with. And I'm holding him to. The same with Zinchenko. At the end of the day, when they're bombing players forward and they're attacking in numbers, Zinchenko then looks like a liability at left back. Today, it didn't cost us. But we know that storm is coming if you persist playing him on the left-hand side of that defense.
Agreed. But that also sort of segues into a comment which I posted later on, and I don't know if you can see that, but I did ask if we were to try this experiment with Zinchenko moving into the midfield, which I would like to see, because it will relegate Havertz to the bench and make sure that Havertz realizes the level to which he has to play. Who do we stick at left back? We don't have Jurrien Timber because he's out for quite a long time. Hopefully not until the end of the season, although that might look likely. We loaned Kieran Tierney off to Sociedad, and he was balling over there in Spain before his own injury, but he will be back after the Christmas break, and as expected, he will play a big role in Sociedad's season, and also will be expected to start for Scotland in the European Championships. And then, because Ben White was injured, not even in the squad, we had to stick Tommy at right back. So we are now down to our bare bones, and we are not going to win anything with a squad like that. But then, are you really eager to sort of see Kiwior come in at left back? I know he's played there before, and maybe he can be. He's okay, but as you would say, he's not at the levels we need in the left back position either. So we're struggling either way.
I hear that. I think if you bring Kiwior to play left back, you tell him that he has to sit. That's what you do. If you got a centre back that's playing in a full back position, in my opinion, you tell him to sit, and the only one that's going to go forward is Tomiyasu. Now, it's a problem for Martinelli, but let's keep it real. Zinchenko never really offers support to Martinelli down the flanks. No. And Martinelli still has been one of our best, dare I say, creators. Even though a lot of times he's spamming crosses to nobody in the box, he's still trying to provide something for the front three, for our attacking players. He's never really have the support that Saka gets. If Saka's got Tomiyasu, he runs down the channel, gives them another option to pass and release, and he can release it to them. If he has Ben White on the right-hand side, he's got Ben White. When we play Zinchenko, Martinelli doesn't have that. So Martinelli should be able to do okay if we play Kiwior and he's not running down the channels, because Zinchenko doesn't do it. But ultimately, I just feel like if we're going to play this control football, then let's be as defensively solid as we can be. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, I'd rather just put Kiwior in that left back position and just tell him to sit. We don't need you overlapping. We don't need you running down the channels. Just sit. And then in the midfield, put Rice and El Nene. Rice can play the Xhaka role because we've seen him do it this season anyway. You can put El Nene sitting and then put Zinchenko as the creator. Because really and truly, whether you play Zinchenko as a left back all game, the majority of the game, he's playing as a centre mid anyway, creating chances for the front three anyway. So just stick him there.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And although it doesn't really fill me with much joy to see a left back just sitting over there, not defending and leaving Martinelli having to do more work, you know, it is what it is. And I agree, we have to be a little bit more defensive. And if it does mean sticking Kiwior there, then so be it. I would like to ask you one question, though. David Raya, all those Arsenal fans who have been only too willing to, you know, bash him and say that he ain't, he doesn't compare to Ramsdale, and even the biased English media who, you know, have been on his case. I only hope that after this performance today, they can at least, in the words of Mikel Arteta, shut their mouths and eat it. Granted, it was against a Burnley team which probably didn't offer too much of an attacking threat except on the counter-attack, but he still had to make some important saves, including fairly early on in the game. And I don't know if this performance from him would be enough to sort of silence the doubters, but now I think it's high time that people shut up and give him their support. And we need to accept the fact that until Ramsdale gets his act together and takes whatever chances he can get, he's not going to find a way back. He should play against Brentford because Raya will probably miss that game due to the terms of his loan agreement. But at least now, Raya should get the support he needs. But what did you think of our number 22?
Do you know what? Don't they tell us to just back Havertz? Why is the same energy not for Raya?
Bingo.
Do you know what I mean? So if they're telling us to, let's be real, who came in with a better reputation? Raya. And you could see that from the fan base. The reaction for when we signed Raya was completely different to Havertz. When Havertz came in, everybody's a bit, and then they tried to spin it into a positive. Raya was doing he was doing really well at Brentford. So everybody deemed Raya an upgrade and Havertz the more doubtful one. But yet they want to play Havertz, whether he's in good form or bad form. They want him to keep playing and everybody to just not get on his back, not criticize him, not call him out, and just big him up. So why is it different when it's Raya? The difference is this fan base have got favorites. And if the shoe doesn't fit, and if you're not the favorite, then they don't care. It's the same thing that happened with Pepe. Pepe, yes, he's not the be-all, end-all, but Pepe still offers more than Reece Nelson.
Pepe, you bet he does.
But when it's Pepe, get rid of him. When it's Reece Nelson, you know what? We're protecting his value. We're so happy he re-signed a new contract. You know, maybe Arteta can get a tune out of him. Based off of what? You know what I mean? And it's the same again. I can say the same again for Nketiah versus Balogun. The fan base were more happy to get rid of Balogun that had a good loan spell. Nketiah that's never done anything, is only year in, year out scoring 5 or 4 goals in the Premier League season. That's the striker that they want to keep. But Balogun doesn't even get a run of games, doesn't get a chance, which is what they say to us to give to Reece Nelson or to ESR as another example. They always tell us ESR needs game time. He needs to be backed. Give him some games. Don't judge him straight away. Then why was everybody so happy to get rid of Balogun and keep Nketiah? Because Nketiah's had more than enough chances. He's been in this squad since 2017.
Exactly, and I'm going to call out one idiot who has a blog of his own. It's a guy named Kinos, Ken, better known as Kinos, who writes for the She Wore Yellow Ribbon blog. Okay, and you can find that on shewar.com. And you know, he sort of wrote an article where he said that we should look to try and you know, replace Gabriel Jesus, who's become a lot more injury prone, but try and keep Nketiah at least for now. But also said that we were right to sell Fuller and Balogun. Because, you know, even now in Ligue 1, he hasn't exactly been ripping up trees. But when you take a look at the record that he had in Ligue 1, the chances that he was taking, you know, we need to accept that Ligue 1 is definitely at least a level or two above the Championship level. And Nketiah couldn't even cut the mustard at Leeds United when they were in the Championship, for heaven's sake. So it's disgusting how, as you've said, if your face doesn't fit, you know... I can't think of a rhyme right now as Johnny Cochran would, but if your face doesn't fit, then you just won't really have any sort of a reputation. It was the same thing with Martinez, with people having this sort of a narrative that if he were good enough, he would have had his chance. He didn't get his chance until belatedly. He did well. Then he thought he was all that and wanted more, and so we were right to get shot of him, and we're better off without him. Are we better off without him? Ramsdale is absolutely poor. Raya is okay, but I still wouldn't consider him to be too much of an improvement. I still worry about whether or not he can really conduct himself on crosses. I'd sell Ramsdale, bench Raya, and offer Aston Villa a blank check to get Martinez back. And people who were saying he made an error against Forest, that wasn't an error. Any other day, that would have been a brilliant save. It was just so hard. The shot was so hard from Mangala. It spun off his hand and went back in. It can happen to anyone. And that's the thing. But all of these fans right now, the common denominator with these fans is because they love Arteta so much, they are willing to literally praise every single one of his decisions as if he's some sort of tactical mastermind. It's the same way as these Republicans in America are still willing to kiss Donald Trump's backside, praising him as some sort of a savvy, smart politician who was, geopolitically sound and who really provided 4 excellent years for the United States of America. Are you idiots smoking marijuana? Or are you on the wacky backy, as you'd say in London? For crying out loud. I think I want to also big up Jez Collins and Matt Odom, the Southern Gooner, and I will hand it on to our next guest. I'm sorry for talking a mile a minute. I think the only way that fans will start to see the light and start to move on from Arteta is if, God forbid or not, we suffer a humiliating defeat on par with the 6-1 and the 8-2 reverses at Old Trafford under Alex Ferguson back in the day. Those results weren't quite enough at the time to see Arsene Wenger lose his job, but that's because Wenger had some credit in the bank. Arteta has hardly any credit in the bank. So if we suffer a humiliating defeat, which will be a repudiation of his stupid tactics and poor man management, and we get found out on a more consistent basis, then the fans are going to start to see that the Emperor has no clothes and say, you know what, we were wrong, enough's enough. Simple as that.
Nah, facts. Just before I go to Sachiv, before I go to you, mate, and get your opinion, this comment here, Northside, you also wasn't backing Raya. Hold on. I never said I wasn't backing Raya. Yeah? This is what I said. When we got Raya, I said he's a decent keeper. Arteta was the one saying that, we've got him because his distribution out from the back and he's a good distributor of the ball. To be honest, he's cost us a lot of times this season with his distribution out from the back. So I didn't really understand what was the point of getting him in, because when you look at him as a shot stopper, he's thereabouts up there with Ramsdale, and I don't see the upgrade. I don't think he's trash. I don't see the upgrade. And when a player's out of form, which Raya has been, I wanted him out of the team, because if you're out of form, that is when you drop him and then put Ramsdale in, because Ramsdale's now hungry. He's lost his starting place in the team after getting us second last season, and he's hungrier than ever to prove himself. And I didn't understand what the upgrade was. I never said Raya's trash. I've actually held a lot of my opinion on Raya because I want to see him for a few matches to then really deem if I like him or if I don't, because I liked him at Brentford. But at Brentford, he didn't have to play it out from the back. He's come to this club and now he's playing it out from the back. As a shot stopper, I rated him. Playing it out from the back, from what I've seen, I don't rate him, which is why I've kind of just waited to see why has Arteta picked this goalkeeper if the way that we play is so pivotal from playing out from the back and keeping possession. I don't see what the point was of getting Raya. That is what I said. So ultimately, I don't really get your comment, but it is what it is. Now, let's get on to Sachiv. I think that's how you pronounce your name.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think I believe I came on the show like few times. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think but yeah, your Portuguese line killed me, man. Like in the past videos, man. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, your Portuguese, man. I'm keen to learn. I'm keen to learn some Portuguese from you one time.
Listen, maybe I should do a membership and start.
Yeah, you should do that.
But yeah, bro, what do you make of today's game anyway? Arsenal 3, Burnley 1. What do you make of the game?
I'm a United fan here, unfortunately.
You won today. Trust the process.
Yeah. We are on phase 2, man, at the moment. So yeah, at the moment we just scrapped a win against Luton Town. So yeah, it wasn't really like our best game, but like we just but like I think what I've seen from this team so far, like I've seen some leadership amongst like the back four. So that's what I've seen. Harry Maguire, I couldn't believe in the last couple of weeks. I mean, he has been playing well. So yeah, I was the one who was saying like sell this fridge and all, you know. But yeah, I mean, so far he's been doing well. So keep it up to him. But like overall, like in the long term solution, I just don't think he will be there. That's just
Bro, I
that's
think
just
your
my take.
manager's getting sacked, bro. Alongside Arteta, he's getting his P45, if I'll be completely honest. I don't think he's good enough. And ultimately, you guys should want more. You are a bigger football club than Arsenal. You've got more trophies. You've got history in Europe. And this guy needs to go, bro. This, I'm sorry, bro. The way you lot got touched up against Copperberg FC, oh my days. This guy needs to go.
That was the most deflating game I've ever watched in my life. Like I did not even, I've never wanted to complain about the referees. Rashford, for me, he lacked a bit of self-awareness. He should have known that the Copenhagen player's leg was there. He should have known better. And I'm not sure of those penalties, but you know, in Europe they will give a penalty. You know, they will give it because.
But it wasn't just the referee. Let's keep it real, yeah. Why is your manager keeping Maguire on? Do you know what I'm saying? Like he should not be starting that game, especially when you go down to 10 men. And then your manager's bringing on Mason Mount for Rasmus Haaland that scored a brace in that game. That's poor. Do you know what I'm saying? You guys are taking one man down.
I think
I
this
agree
was the ones. Yeah, for me, yeah. I was about to touch up on this one, but yeah, his one subs only. The only thing that I just only had to question Ten Hag. Other than that, I mean, I wouldn't really blame him on like everything, but like it's literally on the players that have absolutely, they don't have a capacity, they don't have a mental blockage to basically hold on to the lead, like you know, like especially with 10 men, you know. But you see, like I've said this in the video. I mean, you can just check it. You can just check in my video. I've said this. Like I've given some example. Like Liverpool with 10 men, they have done a job against Bournemouth and Newcastle United. So if Liverpool Football Club can do with 10 men, why can't we do it? Why can't we just hold on to the lead?
Especially when your team plays more, you're more dangerous. Man United are more dangerous counter-attacking football. So make sure you're solid at the back. Get Maguire out because he's a liability and gave the opposition a penalty, and then attack on their counter-attacks. You guys are more dangerous counter-attacking football. You guys are not very great when you got all the possession. You haven't really got the squad to play like that. Bruno Fernandes thrives under counter-attacking football, which is how you.
Yeah, he's more like a counter-attacking player, and
Garnacho, Rashford as well. All of them, they thrive more under counter-attacking football. That's why, I didn't understand the way your manager went in that game. But listen, I wanted to get into this comment here. Northside is more a football novice. I acknowledge his passion for his club to do well, but he's neither there nor there when it comes to football knowledge. Said Zinchenko was rubbish.
What the hell is this comment?
Clearly, you must be a new subscriber. So let me inform you. I've always cussed Zinchenko for the job the managers set him out to do. He and his team, yes, he's a left back and he inverts. His first job is to defend. He plays as a left sided defender. I don't rate him as a defender. I've always said I prefer him as a midfielder, which is where he's played for his nation. I've always said going forward, he's played very, very well. And he done a lot for us last season in terms of providing for the front three in the midfield. So why not stick him in the midfield? I don't know what Bukaria you're hearing. I don't know what you've heard.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, I think I've seen the like a clips of Zinchenko in the midfield when he was placed in midfield. He looked absolutely good in midfield. Yeah, you were spot on. Yeah, I've seen Zinchenko like since last season, like a lot of times. He was so because most of the Premier League teams, whenever they play against Arsenal, they will always target Zinchenko. They'll always target on his side, you know. So
now listen, we're gonna wrap up. The last comments will get you first, Manny. What's your thoughts now going into the international break? How do you see this team? Are you happy? Do you think that this is going to kick us on to win a major honor this season? Are you happy with the manager? Are you happy with the squad? What do you make of this squad this season, bro?
I'm not happy with the manager. I'm not happy with the squad. No, this result will not kick us on to bigger and better things, because unless we're able to, perform this well against some bigger and better teams who have better performing midfields, we are not going to count ourselves in the last stages to win anything. And here's something that should make us really afraid. If we lose both our Champions League games and PSV and Lens win their games,
you guys,
we could end up. No. Hold on. Let me finish. All right.
Sorry.
If PSV and Lens win both their remaining games, and bear in mind they have to play us, and we lose both of those games, PSV and Lens will finish on 11 points each. We will have 9 points each. And that is another reminder that we cannot in any way afford to lose either of those games. We lost to Lens this season. And last year when we had PSV in the Europa League, we lost on their home turf. Granted, this PSV team might not be the same team that they were last season without Ibrahim Sangare and one or two others, but they are still, for what it's worth, top of the Eredivisie. And in front of their home crowd, they are not going to allow us to take it easy, not by any means. So we can't afford to take that lightly. And with the squad that we have, we are only one serious injury away from having to field an even more patched up team. Bear in mind, Ben White didn't even make the squad, which is why we had to have Tomiyasu at right back and Zinchenko at left back. And as long as we have a manager who is so tactically inflexible that he insists on playing in a certain way, even if that certain way has proven time and time again to be completely ineffective in games when it matters, we're never going to go anywhere. I credit Unai Emery for being tactically flexible, for moving from a 4-4-2 to a 3-4-2-1 with alacrity. He studies the opposition carefully and then tries to, you do something different with the squad of players that he has. And as I said earlier on the North side, he's going to have to, really work on the bench strength as well for his team, just like we have to do with our team in January. And yet I don't see Arteta signing a striker. So we're going to have to depend on Trossard staying fit. And I really can't see Nketiah making the grade. So a lot of changes have to be made in January. At the moment, all we can just do is leave everything to God. Porque como siempre, Deus sabe o que é melhor, né?
Facts, very good. God does know, yeah? And God doesn't forgive, you know what I mean? No, actually, God forgives. I don't. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the season, these filhos da puta will get roasted. Do not worry about that.
You bet. And we'll be here for the churrasco. Don't you worry about that. As I said in the comments, I love seeing you cook that German Havertz like a piece of bratwurst with that Angolan Portuguese spice mix you got there. Delicious.
Now we have to listen. Big up, Manny. Big up, bro. We'll get you on the show again. Love for jumping on, bro. Love, yeah.
Always, mate. Thank you.
Come on, bro. That's my guy. Listen, Sachi, as a Man United fan, what do you take? How do you feel about Arsenal? We won against Burnley.
Yeah.
Are you convinced by us? Do you think we can get second? Do you think we're going to win the league? Do you think that we're still up there to win major honors? What's your thoughts on Arsenal?
I think my thoughts on Arsenal was like I think your attack fluidity mm, wasn't as good as last season, because last season you used to just roll teams, just um, roll over teams, and you usually play well. Your attacking style was good, but I just think like this season your attack wise, like at the start of the season when you actually played against us at the Emirates, I mean, you guys actually got out of jail. I remember that game, and City against City, it was a very narrow edge game. So I think it seems like you still look like a beatable team. I think you guys will reach top four, and I think the only two teams. You know what? I hate Liverpool, but like they look like they're just gonna compete. Unfortunately.
No, I agree with you. I think with Liverpool, all they need is a CDM, and they need another.
If they get a CDM, if they get a CDM in January, and like another centre back and a fullback, boy, they will be there, bro.
Yeah, no, I actually agree with you. They're looking a lot more convincing. I think their attack bails them out of a lot of games. If they have a CDM to help their defense, their back four, I think they can go on to push for top four. Arsenal are not looking convincing, and our situation, we got a lot more things to fix in our team than just adding 3 players. We need about 5 players if we're serious to win a major honor, and we need this manager to get everything right. Jurgen Klopp is a better manager, and he needs less players. I'm more convinced on Jurgen Klopp doing the job than this manager. But it is what it is. Listen, Satchvi, big up to you, bro. Love for jumping on.
Thank you, man.
We'll talk soon, bro.
Yeah, you can find me on Kenny Fan TV. That's my YouTube channel, and I've just reached 21 subscribers. I've just recently started, just a few weeks ago.
There you go, man. Make sure you go like and subscribe to my guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Make sure you put the link for your channel in the comments, and then everyone
sure.
know where to find you. Yeah, love, bro. We'll speak soon. Yeah,
we'll speak soon, man.
Love, bro. Love. Listen, familia. There you go. Coming from a United fan as well, and even they're not convinced. Our rivals, I don't think our rivals are shook of us this season. I think last season, the way we were playing, the way we were killing off teams, I think a lot of rivals were a lot more worried about Arsenal. But this season, I don't think they're that worried. You know what I mean? And they're looking at games like West Ham and Newcastle and realizing how you can beat Arsenal. And that's how I look at it. Do you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Listen, familia, make sure you like and subscribe. And